give you the password?
Yeah, we're good to go.
You got me over here?
Yep.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing today? Okay? Y'all just coming from lunch, right? Yeah. Still got a little energy in y'all. Yeah. All right. You know, we gonna roll there and tell them. How many periods y'all got left out of this one? One. Is still another one? Yeah. We went here, it wasn't, y'all got 7 periods? Yeah. We went here, it was only 6.
Yep. There's only 6.
That's how much things that changed. Yeah, I used to go here too. My name is J.B. Mayberry. I'm a resident president, and I'm a member of the Watts Neighborhood Council. The reason why I'm here is because I asked Ms. Blanks to get some of her art students together to do some projects for a Black History celebration that we're doing inside of one of the developments. How many of you guys knew it was Black History Month? Everybody knew? Okay, that's good. All right, I got that question. Okay, now how many of the students in here are Latino or Mexican American? Okay, we get the hands, Okay, and how many of the kids in here are African American? Okay. All right, now what does it mean to be a Mexican American? Somebody, one person. I don't want to answer, y'all scared? What does it mean to be a Mexican American? It's easy. No, a Mexican American. What does it mean to be a Mexican American?
Now that Tatum should really know.
Yes, that's very good. That's all the way in the ballpark that we're going towards. We're going to go a little deeper than that. What does it mean to be a Mexican and then you're an American too? What does that mean?
Like your parents is Mexican or something like that, and then like you were born in America?
Something like that. Something like that. It means that your lineage or your culture or your race or your heritage is traced back to Mexico. But you're from America. So you're a Mexican American. Who knows what it means to be an African American or Afro-American? Nobody ever wants to answer that question. How many of you feel that you're African American? Y'all know? Y'all know? Y'all don't feel like y'all African American? Especially you over there with your natural hair. That beautiful natural hair on your head. Where do you think that came from? I mean, your dark skin. Where did you get your dark skin from? Where did you get your dark skin from? The shame of it? Ancestors, that's true, but where exactly did black folks get y'all black skin? Oh, our parents weren't the first black people, I promise you that. Y'all don't know? Or is it y'all just ashamed? I mean, don't get me wrong, it happens a lot. A lot of black kids, a lot of black people are not too quick to identify themselves as African American. They feel like it's something wrong with being from Africa. Even though that's the birthplace of all civilization. Everybody in here, DNA, goes back to a black woman. Did y'all know that?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
And you're embarrassed. I mean, if you got a problem with being black, you got a problem with your mother and father. Ain't nothing wrong with being African American. You're supposed to be proud of that. See, this is actually a celebration of African heritage, African history, and black history. You know, a lot of people like to say black, they feel more comfortable with black. It's understandable because in the country and the society we live in, that's what we hear the most. You know what I mean? But the truth is, to be African American is to be American, live in America, born in America, whatever. But your lineage, your history, your culture, all traces back to Africa. That's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this is something that you should definitely be proud of. You're talking about the birthplace of all civilization. Now, this is a very important question, and I want to check out the faces when I ask. Who in this classroom has ever heard of an African Mexican?
What?
African Mexican. Yeah? You got a few hands. Okay, you. Explain.
It's a mixed person.
Close. Very close. What about you back here? You got your hand up. What do you think of African Mexican is?
I think an African Mexican is someone who was born in Mexico but had parents or ancestors from Africa.
Oh, that boy is bright. What's that kid's name back there? What's your name, kid?
Brian.
Brian.
Brian?
Oh, you should
Very
say
bright.
Pablo.
That's exactly what it means.
So,
How many people in this classroom knew you had Africans who come from Mexico?
Wait, what? Repeat the question?
whoa.
You actually have black people that come from Mexico.
Oh,
Blacker than us. How many of y'all knew that?
yeah, I see people like that. I see people like that.
Look at those giggles, those smiles. It's extremely true. It's more true than what you could ever believe, and I plan on bringing back a video to show you guys exactly how I learned this. Now, anybody in here that's mixed, black and Latino? Yeah? Yeah? I only have one at Jordan too, don't feel bad. His name was Damien. Okay, which one? Your parents, your mother is?
My mom is El Salvador.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got a nice little breeze going on there. So it's a beautiful thing. That's where you get that color from. You know what I mean? You get your color from that. The reason why I'm asking you guys these questions is because the particular project that this class is going to be working on is a famous African Mexican who has a whole city in Mexico named after him right now today. Did y'all know about that? Oh, y'all finna learn. His name was Yanga. His name was Yanga, and he was an African slave in Mexico. Over 500,000 slaves went into Mexico during Spanish occupation. More slaves went into Mexico than came here. Did y'all know that? Over 500,000, 500,000 people went into Mexico. Yanga was one of those people. He broke out of slavery, he freed himself, he freed other slaves, and he began to fight the Spanish. He fought them so much, he raided them so much that they admitted defeat, and they gave him his own home city in Mexico. And right now today it's called Yanga, and it's considered the first free city in the history of the Western Hemisphere, in Mexico. They have a huge statue of him in the middle of that city right now. And when I say African, I'm talking about blacker than me. Big old statue. You guys are going to see it because you guys are going to be working on it. It's very important to me that many of you young people today know that there's an ancient connection between black and brown. That's why y'all colors are so similar. The last questions I have to ask will give you an understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, just the Latino kids. How many of you Latino kids in this classroom have a relative that's as dark as me? Maybe a little lighter than me. How many got a relative that's a little lighter than me? Yeah? What is it, your what?
My sister.
Your sister? Wow, close. Which is yours? Your uncle? And you?
My cousin.
Your cousin? Who else raised their hand? You? Oh, over here. Your little cousin? That was you too? Which one is yours? Your cousin. Ain't that something? Now, out of all the black kids in here, how many of you have relatives that are as light as one of these Latinos here? Ain't that something? Okay, which one is yours? Your sister? Yeah, which one is yours? Your granny, she ain't got that hair? Oh, I wish I could grow mine. I would have dreads down there. I wish I cut it off so long ago it just won't grow back. So I can't do it. So it shows your grandmother. Who else raised their hand? Which one is yours? Your nephew? Okay. And you? Your cousin? Over here. Which one is yours?
My niece.
You pretty light yourself, brother. Don't feel bad about that. But when I asked about the mixed kids, you didn't raise your hand. Are you mixed? Kinda, but don't be ashamed of it. What do you mix? How's your mix?
I don't know.
You don't know? They haven't been told to you? Well, that's your homework for the day. Go home and you find out exactly how you got that light home, okay? It might surprise you. You might be real proud. You might find out you related to somebody famous. You never know. What about you?
Me and my cousin.
Your cousin? You? Your sister?
My cousin.
Cousin? Most of my cousins are very light because most of my cousins are mixed. Anybody in this classroom ever heard the term Moranos?
Yeah.
What about Mestizo?
Yeah.
Who knows what that means?
I remember this in history class. She said something about
You're close. You're very close. You're talking about black people that speak Spanish, for the most part. In most Latin countries, they call them mestizo or morenos, because it means they're mixed. They're definitely mixed. And it's obvious, because when you look at them, you can see it. But the thing is, that name, Morenos, you have a lot of Latinos with that as a last name. Any of y'all ever met a Latino person with the last name Morenos?
Yeah.
How many? Raise your hands. That name is extremely famous. Jose Morenos was one of the generals in the Mexican army that was fighting against the Spanish to free Mexico. And he was as dark as me. After him, it was Vincentte El Negro Guerrero, who was darker than me. And he led the Mexican army to victory over the Spanish, became the second president of Mexico, and the first thing he did was outlaw slavery because he was so dark. You gotta learn all about this because we're having a festival, and every kid in this class that's a part of the project, or if you're not a part of the project, we're asking you guys to come over to see the display of this artwork from Jordan and from Markham, the work that you guys are going to work on. Because you guys are only working on Yanga, and you guys are going to do Toussaint Louverture, which means you're going to learn about the Haitian Revolution. And most of you guys probably have never heard that name before, but it's okay, because that's what this whole thing is about. What is school all about? Learning, right? That's right. And whenever you learn something new, you should be happy, because you learn something new every day, at least you're supposed to. You should learn something new every day, and learning is something you're never going to stop doing. You're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. So you might as well get comfortable with it, right? What I wanted to do is, I wanted to introduce you guys to some images and some people in history that you regularly don't hear about in Black history. And this, before I talked about these people, which one of you guys knew about these people? Never heard of them before, huh? Well, y'all gonna hear about them now. We're gonna have a nice festival, we're gonna have popcorn, we're gonna have hot dogs, we're gonna have music, we're gonna have these paintings, and we're gonna let you guys walk around and read and learn about all these different people, enjoy some food, get some music. Everything is free when it's for you guys. Okay? But what's more important to me is that you guys understand that black and brown have a very ancient, but not so old. Because, I mean, these things took place in the 1700s. When the American Revolutionary Revolution was taking place here, the Mexican Revolutionary Revolution against Spain was taking place there. So it's around the same time, except the Mexican George Washington was actually, he was black. America's George Washington was white. That's the only difference. And we're talking about the second president of Mexico, Vicente Guerrero, who outlawed slavery. Mexico had a black president way before America had a Barack Obama. You understand? This was a long time ago. And the first thing he did is said, no more slavery. Not in this country. Because of his own skin color, you understand? 30 years before America stopped slavery here, Mexico had already stopped it. So there's a connection. And I mean, everybody in here almost just said they got dark people in their families and they got light people in their families. That should be all the evidence you need. I'm not going to take up no more of y'all time because you guys got work to do. I just wanted to do that and explain that to you guys because you guys are going to be a part of this presentation. And like I said, all you guys are invited to come to my development. The flyer will be here. You guys are going to know when it's taking place. It's going to be on a Saturday. So y'all won't have to be at school. Bring your parents, bring whoever you want so we can all learn together. Okay? Okay? Y'all have a good day. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, can you turn it off? Turn it off.